How are you guys doing? Guys, please, before you leave or end this video today, if there's anything you can do, if you are a newbie to the Likes to See podcast, please hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe, or share it with a friend, family member, acquaintance who you think this podcast could bless.
Phenomenous. Colding.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Likes to See with your girl, Jen Simpson. How are you guys doing? How's your morning, your afternoon, your night? Hope you guys are having a beautiful week and you guys are continuing to give yourself grace and ultimate love. Guys, before you move forward, please click the like, subscribe, and share the video. And leave me a comment, please. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. Today we have a special guest, and I'm so excited to have her. Our sister, our powerhouse woman, Sister Nayyirah Muhammad. Guys, as an inspired visionary, founder of the Repair the Black Family Inc., Sister Nayyirah is here to speak with us. She is a dynamic speaker, spiritual advisor, transformational life coach, master retreat leader, a dynamic speaker, spiritual advisor, and she's an active member and captain in the Nation of Islam. She inspires and motivates those she serves to experience total transformation through the example of her purpose-driven life. Sister Nayyirah specializes in releasing generational trauma patterns and stories through her keen intuition. Her goal is to use her experiences and training in re-education and reformation to help bring one from darkness into light. She strives to enlighten and work daily to help repair the Black family and humanity. She has spoken to thousands of listeners, worked with multiple and many faith-based organizations, youth groups, community leaders, volunteers, and schools. She has shared the stage with and trained as a certified speaker of the Les Brown. Sister Nayyirah has helped many men, women, and families attain optimal health by providing the function of the spirit, mind, and ultimate body. Her mission in life is to help restore the Black families, customs, and beliefs while working to help bring a universal government where we can all live in peace, regardless of class, creed, and color. So guys, without further ado, let's welcome Sister Nayyirah.
Heck, y'all, we just getting on, okay? This is Sister Nayyirah up in the flesh. And first and foremost, Sister Jen, I want to say thank you very much for having me here on your podcast to have a heart-to-heart conversation that we pray will actually impact lives of many. My name is Sister Nayyirah Muhammad. I am the wife of Brother David Muhammad. We've been happily married for about 25 years exact. We've been together for 27 years. I have 5 beautiful young adult children. I have 9 grandchildren. I just had my 9th one 2 months ago. So she's the newest apple of my eye. In addition to that, I am the founder of the Repair of the Black Family. And we specialize in eradicating generational trauma, generational drama, limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, and behavior patterns. I'm a life coach, a speaker, a master retreat leader, a 3 times best-selling author, as well as a podcast, right? I'm a podcaster as well. So with that being said, I am also a mental health advocate. So I definitely am very trained in helping people with their mindsets. I'm a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. I've been in the Nation of Islam for about 30 years of about 26 years of my life. I've served in the student women's ministry of the Nation of Islam. And I'm just continuing to grow my relationship with God, my family, and ultimately the world. So I'm very happy to be here. If I can describe myself in one word, it would be servant. Right? I show up as a servant.
As you were speaking, I was like, she forgot to say that she's a servant. And you said it right on. You are a servant.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job of serving God's people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for accepting and agreeing to come on and, let my listeners hear all the powerful words you have for them and knowledge. It is important right now that us women come together and unite and stand as one in accordance. We have to agree and align in order for our message to shake the earth. If we're all saying yes, but one's kind of lukewarm, and then we all crumble.
Absolutely.
We all have to stand together in agreement and understand what we're doing in our assignment and how we can change. I've seen that you have a quote, and it's to repair the Black family is to repair humanity.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with that?
Well, I look at the mission of the resurrection of our people. I'm talking about the last, right? The bottom. That's Black people. But when you're repairing Black people, you're not repairing the color. You're repairing the essence in which all color comes from, the original people. So when you repair the Black family, you are repairing humanity because all comes from the original. All. That's science. That's facts.
Yes.
Right? So when we are returned back, like scripture say that God would come and he would take the rejected and the despised, the least of thee, and put us on the top, as we are being shifted back into our rightful place, the whole human race is coming in order. And it's called divine order. So to repair us is to repair humanity. Because it's truth. If we want to look at truth now, we are the beginning and we are the end. We are the Alpha and the Omega. That's facts. Like you can scientifically research this, right? So to get us back in divine order, everybody, the whole human family comes in order, divine order. And so is it limited to us as a culture of people? No, but it has to start with us. When you look at our ancestors, because we're talking about breaking generational curses, Sister Jen.
Yeah.
When you look at Harriet Tubman, when you look at Rosa Parks, when you look at, I'm talking about strong women, but there's a whole bunch of strong men too, Marcus Garvey and all of them. They all work for the betterment of what? Our people. They got us this far. Who's going to take us to the next leg? I'm one of the ones. And I decree and declare that. You are too.
Yep.
Right? It doesn't leave anyone out, but we're just trying to get back into divine order.
Yep. I agree. And it's so funny because I always say, look at what they did. They left things for us to continue on.
That's right.
Why are we not doing it?
That's right. And when you look at scripture, Genesis, I believe is, please don't, I think it's 15:13 or 13:15. I'm looking at 15:13, but God says that he know of a surety to Abram that your seed was going to be taken to a land that is not theirs. There'll be strangers in this land. And they will be what? Made to serve a strange people for over 400 years. Then I, God, said, I will come and bring them out with great substance. Well, what people was brought from a land that was not theirs, brought into a land and made servitude to another people, strange people.
Yep.
That God had to come and bring us out into great substance.
Us.
Right? So we are being brought out now. What does that brought out mean? No, not brought from a land, but brought from under the mind of servitude to other people and begin to serve God. We are a people, Sister Jen.
Yes.
That we was robbed of the knowledge of ourselves, the knowledge of God, the knowledge of the enemy, the open enemy. And the time and what must be our language, our culture, we can name it all, and the time and what must be done. We don't have, out of all of the cultures on the planet, you only can trace us back so far, maybe 2-3 generations, maybe. So what am I helping to repair? We need a new mind. We need a new education.
Yes.
We got to be reformed and retaught back up into the original knowledge. What is the original knowledge? The original knowledge of God, so that we are not servants to other people, but we're servants to God.
God.
That's just truth. And so, yes, I truly believe that when you can get us back in divine order, the whole human race falls back in line.
I agree. I do. I agree. And you know what? I go back to alignment, because when you're speaking to some people or someone, if they don't understand, you can't go anywhere. The conversation will not go anywhere.
No.
Because then it's going to turn into an argument. And instead of them listening and trying to understand and receive, they're automatically rejecting it because they don't understand what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So I wholeheartedly agree with you what you're saying.
Absolutely.
About preparing the Black family.
Absolutely.
And that's,
I mean, we could look at statistics. It's just look across. We are leading in heart disease. We're leading in obesity. Yep. We're leading in single family homes, yep. Right? We're leading in suicide rates. We're leading in so many categories that is of death and destruction. We're leading. Oh. That is a clear indicator that we don't have the knowledge of who we are, whose we are, and how valuable we are in the sight of God as an overall, maybe individually, but I'm talking about holistically.
Right.
So just by us coming together and touching and agreeing on points that's going to better ourselves, better our family, better our community, better ultimately humanity, we're making a difference.
A huge difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the things that I love about my teacher, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he teaches us that it's only your righteousness going to sustain you. We got to become principled people, because God cares about righteousness more than color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now that's me saying that. You understand? Yeah. The color ain't gonna save you. Your righteousness, right?
Your color will not save you. You're right.
No, yep. But as original people, we better be trying to get it right.
Yep. And we have to do it now. There's no more time to waste dragging our feet. It's like people do things today and then say, oh, well, tomorrow I'll wake up and deal with it. You don't control your destiny. You don't control your life. You don't control if you wake up tomorrow or not. So why are we not living righteous now?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just trying to practice righteousness and get others to practice righteousness. But what I do know, without a shadow of a doubt, we are the people of God. Yeah. And he has come for us. Mm-hmm. That's his promise. And I believe in all of his promises, they shall be fulfilled. And we as a culture of people will be brought from the bottom and placed on the top. But what condition will we be in? That's the question, Sister Jen.
Yeah. Well, condition, what state of mind, like you said, yep.
Right? And especially for the woman, the new kingdom is coming through us. Our womb space, mind, in our womb space, womb. So Satan knows this. Satan is on the attack on the woman, and in particular, the Black woman. This is why they keep putting what I want to say. I'm gonna use this word like my children will say, no shade, no cap on my sisters because they're being utilized. But this is why we got a Meg Thee Stallion. This is why we have our dear sister Cardi B and the Sexy Reds and all of that. All of that is to detract us from being women of God. That is the takeover. Those images is the takeover. But a woman dressed like me, and I don't just mean dressed with my head cover, I mean dressed with my mind. A woman dressed like you, we're boring in 2024. Be true. Like we are of the oddballs.
Yeah.
But we the ones that striving, I would hope so, to walk with Christ and show the image of righteous women. Image meaning what's your mental state, what's your spiritual state, what's your emotion. You understand? We're just trying to get it right, and we ain't trying to do it by ourselves. We're trying to get other people to do it with us. So we have to take back and deactivate our minds from Satan's world. Let me say that one more time, Sister Jen, for the listening audience, because you know sometimes people in the back room they really can't hear. Okay, so we have to take back and deactivate our minds from Satan's world. How do you do it, Sister Nayyirah? Exactly what we're doing now, having righteous conversations, having righteous dialogue, getting in circles, healing circles. Women are medicine women to one another, sharing the information like our ancestors did. We're tribal people. Pass down the knowledge. Where's the guru of the family? Where's the blueprint? Sister Jan, one of the things that I said, because I help raise leaders. I'm a leadership and business development coach as well, right? One of the things that I teach my clients is that you and your family is the business. What are you investing in the business? What's the blueprint of your family business? Think about this. I know in my family, this is just one thing. You let me know if this is true for you, Sister Jen. Let me know. You ready, girl?
I'm ready.
I know in my family, I had an auntie who can make the bomb.com cakes, pound cake, you name it, lemon cake, you name it. She made every kind of cake. But guess what? When she left the earth, all the recipes left.
Yep.
Now the family ain't got the blueprint on how to make the cake.
Don't got the blueprint.
Because she wanted to keep the family secret. And the secret died with her. No, that's just one example. What else needs to be talked about and shared to pass down for the next generation so they can perfect it and make the next generation better? Now, we're talking about cakes, but we could talk about a whole bunch of other things that is in the family that nobody passed down the blueprint.
Yes.
To be successful, nobody is tweaking or innovating or whatever they need to make the next generation better. Because come on, 3 generations back is not the same of this generation today. But how are my children going to survive? I believe that you got to take some things from the past and bring it in the present, but there's also some things in the present that can't go in the future.
Right.
You feel me? But we got to understand that we are a business, a family business, for real. That's what I see.
To understand and know that we have to repair the Black family, because a lot of times people aren't passing on that knowledge, the family secret, because they're busy thinking about, well, if I give it to that family, what are they going to do with it? Who are they going to give it to? They're going to get rich off of it. They're thinking all the negative things.
But we was programmed that way.
Yep. That's where the repair comes in, right?
Absolutely.
We have to repair the mindset.
Absolutely. So, and another thing, Sister Jen, I'm sorry. You about to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Another thing, I know that you've seen my video on social media, right? And I was talking about molestation and all of these things.
Yes.
It's another real thing that's in the family, okay? And I believe that we got to stop hiding the family secrets that can be detrimental to the next generation.
Ooh, we ain't ready to touch that topic yet.
Okay, well, let me be quiet.
Oh, that one. You just hit something that I had a huge thing to say on that. But first,
go ahead. Let you run your show.
How did you start how did you come up with the idea to start your company? Repair the Black family, and what prompted you to do it? And believing that this is your purpose, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Good question. And thank you for that question, Sister Jen. First of all, me accepting the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave me my purpose in life. Like, I knew by learning the knowledge of myself, learning all the things that I need to learn and that I'm continuing to learn, and serving as a position in the Nation of Islam where I was responsible for women, teaching them seven basic skills on how to rear their children, how to take care of their husband, how to act at home, take care, how to cook, sew, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. I was responsible for that, right? Helping women to know themselves and know God. I was responsible for that. And I'm saying was because it has grown to a different level. Now I'm on the mental health advocacy, right? So with all of that training that I have, and I have in the Nation of Islam, I decided that I was going to take it outside the walls. I know that people need the training that I have. And not everyone is going to come under the auspices, meaning like under the structure of the Nation of Islam, but everybody can benefit from the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So I took that training and I developed a business. And in this business, I am helping those of us who don't know ourselves to really understand who we are without being religious.
Right.
A lot of people ain't in this time, like, can we have straight talk here? A lot of people not into being religious.
Nope.
You start talking religious talk, they don't even want to hear you. So
they don't want to hear nothing.
How to package the truth without pushing down religion and get people to wake up, and then they will accept the religion if that's what they want to do.
Right.
Because truth is truth. Right? So that's how I knew when I joined the Nation of Islam, I found my purpose within me. My purpose, my assignment, catch this one, my assignment, God-given assignment. Nobody gave me this. God-given assignment is to bring people from darkness unto light. And when I discovered that, what is that darkness? That's the negativeness of their own mind. That's the disparity. That's the anger. That's the grief. That's the brokenness. That's the molestation. That's the stress. That's the, you name it.
That's it.
That's keeping us from being the people of God. Nayyirah, this is your calling. But I want you to perfect it. This is God speaking with me.
Yes.
I want you to perfect your gift and go and help my people. But I couldn't do it if I didn't have the teachers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because that's what woke me up to all of those things above things that I said that was within me. I had to get myself out, and I'm still working. But it's an everyday process. I know how to do the work now. Before I didn't know. So if I've been, come on, catch this one, Sister Jen, revived, because you know in church, girl, we go to revivals, girl. Yes. Come on. If I'm being revived with the truth, then I gotta help other people. It's like, you know, when you're on a plane, you put the mask on yourself and then you take it off and say to somebody else. That's what Nayyirah is doing. So I developed the repair of the Black family, which was divine. It was divine inspiration. That's how you got to know, Sister Jen, catch this, and everybody that's listening. You got to be so in tune with God that you know when God giving you an assignment and it's not you. You know when it's God's assignment because it's for the betterment of all, not individually. So when I was inspired with the repair of the Black family, I said, oh, this is it. It was just, I used to just do seminars. It was just a seminar. But then it became a mission. It's bigger than a business. It's a mission. And so it's the extension, listen to what I said, of the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because I'm taking what I've learned and I'm just going around like the bee, and I'm getting different modalities from different places, finding the best of what I can find to help our people. So there's no religious attachment to it. It's just tools, principles. Make sense? But if a person want to accept the religion, hey, by any means necessary, do that too. Because it all works good for the good of the Lord. But my thing is, how do I get you to accept your own and be yourself? How do I get you from the darkness of your pain, your mind, and come back to the core value of being yourself, but also rebuilding your family unit? Because a strong family makes a strong community. A strong family makes a strong church. A strong family makes a strong nation. You can't get away without having family. And our families have been destroyed. The enemy don't want to see happily married people, period. Don't want to see mothers and fathers mothers and children getting along, fathers and sons getting along. So hence the Bible says in Malachi 4 and 5 that Elijah would come and he would turn what? The hearts back to the children, back the mothers back to the children, the fathers back to right. It doesn't scripture tell us that? Mm-hmm. So that means we got to turn our minds back to the family unit. For me, turn it back to the family unit.
Right. So other than the seminars, what do you do within the business?
So I'm a coach. I coach people one-on-one, right? And develop a personalized program for them. I have group coaching for women. I have a women's empowerment group called Healed on Purpose. I have a leadership and development program. So I help people to become leaders, starting with themselves, their family, and their business, right? And help people to make passive income. Yeah, so that's seminars, that's workshop. I'm a keynote speaker, so I travel around. I've traveled nationally around the world and internationally. I've taken trips. I'm a retreat leader, so I host women's retreats. Well, retreats, period. Right. So I host retreats. I've been to Egypt. I've taken people to Egypt, to Belize, to Hawaii, just different places, you know. So yeah, it's a lot that's within that, but mainly, and I'm a mental health advocate. So, and I'm not just an advocate, I'm actually trained in the thing that helped me the most, and that's called Dianetics, which is the modern science for mental health. I'm a mental health counselor. So I help people. This is the book that helped me, right? I help people to get to the root cause of their pain, to eradicate it, and never to be at the effect of it again.
Okay. This is all beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to know so much more.
Girl, and you gonna get more. This is our beginning. I'm also an author. This is my book. I'm also an author.
Put that a little bit closer.
Yeah. So Repair the Black Family Anthology.
Okay.
That's my own personal book. And then, you know, I could tailor fit programs for individuals, for groups, for schools, you know, community workshops. I travel. I'm open for booking. And yeah, that's what I do. But I always tell people the one thing that I hope and intentionally that my clients can expect from me is my 4 core values. That's loyalty, that's communication, that's love. Let me say that one again. That's love and trust.
Yes, I agree with all of those. We need them, and we need to learn those qualities and how to put it into our families so that they put it back into us, right?
Yeah.
So you said you had to heal.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do your work in order to serve God's people.
Mm-hmm.
So for our listeners, I want to know, what was your experience that you had to heal from?
Wow. I mean, I'm sure for myself and all of those that's listening, we have books. And all of our books, if you look at the chapters, is mainly about our past traumas and pains and this and how we got over. Well, it's many chapters in my book, and I don't mean this book. I mean my book of life. Many chapters of things that not only have I overcame, but I'm still overcoming. Okay. But I've gotten myself to a space where I'm not affected by my past pains and hurts. Right. I'm present in life, I'm present in living, I'm present in dealing. But one of the pains, okay, that really, Jen, threw me in that hole where honestly, I felt like it was a point of no return. Mm-hmm. When I lost my dad. I don't know how many listeners out there that's a daddy's girl, but Nayyirah, I'm a daddy's girl to the core. I love my mama. But I'm just a daddy's girl. I was just born that way. And I understand my birth story now because my mom told me. So I understand the love of why I have so much love for my dad. But when my daddy left physically, Sister G, and he took his last breath, Nayyirah fell in a hole. And I was in that hole, Sister Jen, for 10 years. Wow. Darkness of pain. Questioning God, why did you take my daddy? I was in the pain of grief, I would be smiling in your face, but my heart was crying. When my daddy's birthday would come, I couldn't even breathe. When my daddy transition date would come, I couldn't get up out the bed. My husband literally would have to nurse me every year back to life at least 2 weeks before my dad's birthday or after, whatever, because grief would sink in. I just, you know, I couldn't recall a good memory because I started crying. You know how people is when they lose someone and they start trying to remember the good time, and they just overwhelmed by they not here. I was that girl. And I was literally dying in my own emotions. But I had the face. I had the social veneer. I had the mask. Like my life was what it was. But the true reality, the core of me was suffering in silence. But when God hears your cries, oh, Lord.
Yep.
That's why I'm so grateful for Minister Parker, because he saved my life twice, baby. He called. I heard his voice and I accepted Islam. But I heard his voice a second time when he gave us this. Dynetics. I had one therapy session. One. Listen, Sister Jen. One. This is modern science to mental health. Modern science of mental health. Okay? Holistic. One therapy session, Sister Jen, and reading this book and understanding the science of the mind, understanding how I was trapped in my own pain. And you mean to tell me one session blew out 10 years of grief? You mean to tell me that I could smile again and it was for real? That I could see you? Because I was able to see people, but I wasn't able to notice them because they wasn't real to me anymore.
Yep.
That I could really hear you when you speaking and not kind of like fogginess. Because I was in a hole. Remember that. Everybody around me, nobody knew how deep I was in this hole. People tried to help me. People were saying things. And then I got to the point where I got tired of people. Let me just put on the fake. You know how we fake it till we make it. Fake it till we make it.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, when I came out that hole, baby, I was alive again. I was ready to live. Yeah. And I went on a journey. I said, I got to help my people, regardless of race, class, creed, but I got to help my people because many of us is in holes and we don't even know how to describe the hole that we in. My hole, one was my daddy. That was the what they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. But what about the molestation? What about all the pain and divorce of my mama and daddy? What about all of these different little pockets of a hole? Catch this, Sister Jen, where my soul was captured. My soul was trapped.
Yep.
Bits and pieces of my soul was stuck in these dark places. And here's the thing, and I don't care what nobody say, I always say this to me. See, it's one thing to know a thing, but it's a whole nother reality to accept the thing. I could not accept that my daddy was gone. Somebody could tell you, well, you just got to say it's God's will, but it's the how to.
Yep.
And it's different for everybody.
Different for everybody.
It's different for everybody. So we have to be mindful on how we handle people that's going through something. Don't judge people because you don't know.
Right.
You don't know what God had to put them through. Because if I wouldn't have went through that, then the repair of the Black family wouldn't have been birthed.
Wouldn't have been birthed.
It had to come through. This was me coming alive again. My daddy memory will forever live. One of the things he was thinking about when he was leaving, he was like, you know, baby, 10 days after you're gone, people just forget about you. My daddy would never be forgotten because of the pain of that became my power. And now, not only does he live on, but I can help you live on. I can help somebody else live on. Huh? But I had to go through that. I had to, here we go. Catch this, write this down, Sister Jen. It says we die daily in the Lord. I had to be willing to die. Every single day, the old me had to die so the new me can live. And
Ooh.
imagine how afraid I was. I used to have anxiety when I was 17 years old. The anxiety was the fear of death. But now I'm like, wait, I'm dying every day because that old girl got to go. So the new me can stand up and take her rightful place in this world. But I had to, God allowed and took my daddy away for his firstborn daughter.
Yes.
To stand up and be mission minded. Something that maybe he prayed for, he just didn't know how to do it. And I'm the answer to his prayers. I don't know. That's what I feel like sometimes. My daddy was very smart. But everybody got something from my daddy, was very gifted. Well, you know what I looked over there, I'm like, dang, what the I ain't really get? Daddy taught them this and that. I ain't get nothing. When I looked that child talk like my daddy used to talk fast. I'm the life of every party. I got all of his good traits. And I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I'm well. So guess what that means?
And you accepted your calling.
He's well.
Yeah.
So I understand what made me do it. I had to turn all that pain into power.
Into power. And it's
a journey. It's not over. Healing is not a moment. It's a journey. But
oh my gosh. I keep telling people that healing is not a moment or a thing you do. It is a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. It's a life journey. And you said something, I used to, sometimes I still get it, but I completely understand it. And you said it, and I'm like, okay, God, then what I thought it was is right, because it came out of your mouth, sister. I used to always have dreams about me dying. That my life was going to end young, and I would stay up late in the night, not go to bed till 4:00 in the morning, then wake up again 7 and say, oh my gosh, God, I got to go clean out my closet. I got to start putting papers together. I got to start writing letters to my daughter and my son. I got to do this. I got to do that. Who's going to clean these papers? Who's going to clean out this closet with all these clothes? I got to box things. And I'm like, hold up, devil. Hold up. I know I got a big calling on my life. I know my assignments. And every time I get that dream, I know what you're trying to do, but I know God's trying to show me, listen, the assignment is yours. I'm ready for you to really pick up that phone and say hello to the top of your voice. Not just, hello, I'm going to do it. No, I need you to come wholeheartedly, spirit, mind, body, and soul, and accept it. So when you said that, you have to be willing to let the old version of you die so you can step into the new.
Yeah.
And it's a journey, because every layer of you is going to keep falling off, and you got to let it die and leave it. Don't go back and pick it up and say, well, now I want to try it on again. You don't need to try it on again. You already let it die. Let it die. Let it go.
It's gone. It's leaving. As a matter of fact, I keep packing suitcases to take it out to the trash to burn it.
Yeah. Every day you're packing something new, right? To toss it in the garbage.
Yeah, I'm packing up in garbage bags and everything. I be telling people, don't go through my old clothes, baby, because you don't know what them clothes done been. You throwing them away. Them old garments don't fit no more, boo. Okay, so with that being said, my dear sister, all I can say is this. I thank Allah, God, for every single trial that He has taken me through to get me to this thus far. And I know He ain't finished pressing this little girl. He ain't finished pressing me. But I'm going to tell you, I have been able to recover and discover His little girl up in here. You understand? Because of what He's allowed me to go through and experience. And every single experience shaped me for who the woman I am and the woman I'm becoming. And I thank God for my mother's life. I always tell people I'm a daddy's girl. But baby, the strength that you see in me comes from my mother. And that, even with my father leaving, gave me an opportunity to heal my relationship with my mother. That's the repairing of the Black family. When daughters can heal their relationships with their mother, baby, we give birth to new realities.
When daughters can heal the relationship with their mothers. In today's generation, we see it. We see what's happening with mothers and daughters. And it's sad because, you said that we have to be taught, and we need somebody to teach us how to repair that relationship, Because if everybody around us has a problem with their moms, we can't repair anything. Because then the conversation just becomes, well, my mom did this, and I'm not gonna. And then the person who you're communicating with that also has a problem with their mother is going to fuel you and add wood to the fire.
Yep.
And that's where we have to step out of our comfort zones, our familiar zones, our familiar circles, and reach out to people who can help us.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things that I always pray, and I'm glad that I had to go through a journey to heal my relationship with my mother, which we didn't have a bad relationship to the degree that, you know, maybe I feel like, but you know, I was just a daddy's girl. And when they broke up, they really just put a rift in my relationship with my mom because I blamed my mother. I was immature. You get it? And then no matter what she did, it wasn't right. It wasn't good enough for me. But now I'm at a different state, right? I'm in a different state. But a lot of things had to be repaired. And I'm just talking about from my end. I'm sure there's things on her end that I could point out, but that's not neither here nor there. But here's what I'm happy that God gave me enough sense to wake up while my mama is not 6 feet under the ground pushing daisies. God gave me enough sense, allowed me to open up my heart to have compassion because I don't know my mother's story. I don't know all her story. I'm just not getting to the point in my life within the last 3 to 4 years, 5 years, asking my mother her story. Every time I learn something new and I learn of the pain that she had to go through. And I'm like, oh, mama, thank you. You understand? Thank you for what you had to go through just for me to even have life. And I'm not just talking about my physical life, but my mom went through a lot for her children, for herself. You understand? But now understanding her story, understanding her pain, I understand her power too. And I want that power. I want to be able to endure. I want to be able to just know how to just talk and lean to God and just know everything gonna be all right in the midst of a hell havoc making storm. That's something that a mother has. And now, Sister Jen, that I'm a mother, I just pray that my children will have the emotional capacity, grace to forgive me of things that they think I can do right. Because my days are coming if they're not already here. I don't know. But the only way I can seek forgiveness is I have to know how to forgive. Come on. I have to forgive myself and forgive my mother and to constantly put in communication. When you want something to heal, put more communication in the round. Put it in there. You got to stand up. You got to talk. You got to communicate. You got to be willing to work it out. That's where the healing comes in. You got to be able to just stand in you know how we said in the world, stand in the pain of that. Come face to face with it and be willing to experience. It's not always an easy call. It's not always an easy call, but it's worth it. And here's this, Sister Jen, is necessary in order to repair the Black family. Because in the art of war, if you want to destroy anything, take away communication.
Yes. Yep.
That's how they separated us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been passed down generation after generation. We're just getting modern day separation. So we got to decide. This is how you repair the Black family. Write this down. You got to decide that we're going to heal on purpose.
Yes.
We got to be intentional. And we need methods, means and methods. We got to stop religious gang banging.
Stop religious gang banging. Yep.
Not if I'm from the north, the south, the east, the west. That's Willie Lynch. Stop it. Knock it off. I'm light skinned, you dark skinned. I got sister locks, you got weave. Who cares? My family's suffering. We got to be like the emergency rescue people. You laying out in the street, you bleed. You don't care who come save you. Save me.
Right.
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 Sister Jen, I got to get ready to go because I have a meeting I got to go to. But I'm just saying, am I right, Sister Jen?
You're right.
Thank me. I'm your sister. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. If you got something that I can utilize and benefit to help me, my family, my community, my business, my relationship, whatever, baby, sis, help me.
Help me genuinely. Help me with the open heart. I agree.
Okay, help
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, as strong women, as strong Black people, as strong people, period. But we're targeting our culture, right? But as strong Black women and Black people, we got to learn how to say, help me.
And accept the help. Don't be too prideful. You can't accept help because of who it's coming from. God will send anybody to help you. Doesn't matter what they look like, what they sound like, or what they did to you in the past. He will send anybody to help you.
Absolutely. And let's
And,
get new results.
and I wanted to ask you, because we started talking about it before, but it's the trauma silence. Hiding our experiences, the trauma we went through within the family, from the family, and then it continues on within the family. We're hiding it from our children. We're hiding it from the uncles. We're hiding it from the aunts. We're hiding it from people that need to know, so we can break the trauma within the family. The trauma of rape. Because for me, I'm also an author. My first book that I wrote is called Commitment to a Deceitful Liar. And that was about my uncle raping me. And it was a secret. It was a secret that they covered up, and they all believed that it was a lie. They told themselves that it was a lie, so they all believed it. When my grandma passed away, now that's when everybody's calling me. They want to know about that secret because they heard a woof of it, but did it really happen? And there's some of them now that are saying, well, it happened to their daughters. So you held on to this secret for a decade, more than a decade, to save and protect one person, but you end up destroying the family.
This happens in so many families. And this is how we're going to break it, just by a podcast like this, or just by you and I coming in the room and we talking about it and we putting in effective solutions. I always like to go to the root cause. That's what my teacher, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, has taught us. You got to go to the root cause of a thing. Baby, when we was brought over here, that's the truth. When we was brought over here, our ancestors was raped. They made us rape each other. Mm-hmm. Okay? And in order to survive, we couldn't talk about it. Period. So generationally, these things have been passed down. Now, are we justifying it? No, because it's wrong. But now we got to pull the sheets off the cover, put it all the way back and expose. But it's the way we do it. See, my mom always said, baby girl, it ain't always about what you do. It's the way you do things. Somebody got to put on the full armor of God and say, stand up and say, no, this has happened. Or this is happening. And I understand the conditioning, because I was conditioned by a family member from 7 years old to 13. And when I broke my silence, people didn't believe me. But his mother did. That made the difference. Mm-hmm. Somebody in the family knows truth.
Yep, somebody knows the truth.
We got to be willing to stand the truth. But this is another thing. This is why I love the teachers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because, see, I believe I was able to break the cycle thus far, unless my children go out of disobedience. See, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you don't leave your little girls at home with their daddies, with their uncles. You don't leave them over the stranger house. Even now, in these days of times, you can't even leave your little boys. See? Right. We gotta understand that. My grandmother used to say this: strange things happen in the middle of the night.
Yes. Strange things happen in the middle of the night.
You understand?
And strange things are lurking in the middle of the night to take control of our spirits.
So, with that being said, we have to go back to basic, and in the basic is this: a newfound teacher. I love the teachers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because I learned things that they was not going to teach me in the church. I'm sorry. We have a classroom, and no, I'm not sorry. This is my truth. In the Nation of Islam, we have a class where women are taught by women. Men are taught by men. And there's basic principles that I wasn't learning in my church. Don't leave my little girls home with their dad. That's happen. But many people have been molested by their daddy.
Yes.
Okay. So it's guidelines, it's discipline, it's structure. And these are the things that we have to get back to the ways of high civilization. High civilization. And so by any means necessary, however we learn it, like I said, everybody may not come under the structure of the Nation of Islam, but we all need righteous principles. We all need righteous guidance. And I'm just saying, I'm just one that have found truth to the way that it will protect our next generation. But I found it for me in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And one thing I know, I found my voice. If you read my book, I found my voice. And now, Sister Jen, you have a power voice because you broke the cycle. And you may not tell all of the secrets of the family, but you got to tell the stories that will protect the next generation. Hello, somebody.
Yes.
Hello, somebody.
Yep.
Don't give power to that which is not going to bring power back to you. My grandmother used to say this, let the dead dogs lay. Mm-hmm. So I might not go dig up no dead dogs, but I'm going to tell you that which is going to give you life.
Yes.
You got to use your voice. We got to have, medicine circles.
Yes.
That means the sharing the power of the words, and we're not sharing it in a sense of like of condemnation. Baby, let me tell you something. This is how I talk to my daughter. Let me tell you something. I just had to talk to my daughter. She's 25 years old. One thing I have done is I've tried to protect you from a lifestyle that I had to go through. And I had to remind her of my why. You got to tell your stories. People don't care about how much you know. They want to know how much you care. And if you care enough to tell me about how to prevent me from going through something that you went through, that's love, baby. That's love. Have some heart-to-heart talks.
And you know,
okay.
It's funny because, for me, at a point in my life, I was afraid to tell my kids because I didn't want to scare them with it. But my daughter's 9 and my son's 13, so they've picked up the book. And then they started asking questions, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's too gruesome for them to explain. And they start, but now that I told them, my son is very protective of his little sister.
Yeah.
Even in the way that she dresses.
Yeah.
Her bathing suit, even if it's a one piece, she still has to wear shorts over it.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she is so protective of not just her brother, but me. If she sees somebody, like they're so aware now. And I feel like we need to start telling our kids these stories, even though we feel like they may be too young or they can't handle it. We have to tell them so that they understand how to protect themselves and be aware of their surroundings and who to stay away from. Because you know what? The abuser who abused us, they're not going to tell their kids about what they did. But their kids may end up, and God forbid it, becoming just like them. And now we have to tell our kids to be careful, be aware of what they say. If you don't like what they said, it's something. If you feel weird or you feel something in your body about what they said to you, you come to us because it's something if you made you feel uncomfortable.
Absolutely. We must teach them from the cradle to the grave.
How would you explain generational trauma? What is generational trauma and how does it manifest?
I explain generational trauma as this: study the history of your family, and that which that did not serve the family of God, it may have been traumatic. Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, you have to be willing to be a doctor to analyze those things that wasn't good, that was hurtful, that was painful, that was destructive. The devil comes to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. What has your family been robbed of? What has been stolen from your family? And I'm not talking from the outside, I'm talking about from within. The joy, the happiness, the peace. What has killed physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, killed in the family? And what are you willing to change? And this is what conversations. The devil has come to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. That's trauma. Mm-hmm. When God comes to unite God comes to bring peace, love, happiness, life, and life more abundantly. If our family unit is not experiencing life and life more abundantly, happiness and joy, and I ain't talking about trials, I'm talking about destruction, chastisement in the family, we got to change it.
Yes.
I had to know in my family unit, alcoholism was a disease. I have to study that, and now, thank God, as a doctor in my life, I don't drink, and I can tell my children whether they drink or not, they know that this was trauma in the family. Somebody got to change the journey. See, I made a decision to change the narrative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to make a decision, a new, powerful decision that's going to bring about new results. Rape, molestation, trauma. It don't belong here. Come on, this is how you identify what doesn't belong here. You got to cast out the rotten apples. That's mindset. Because if this don't change, nothing change.
Right.
And you can change it at a cellular level. It's in your DNA. Your cells have memory, but you have the power to reprogram your cells with a new thought. That's why we need a new teaching. We need new environments. We need to be around new thinking people that is for the kingdom of God.
Yes.
And either, listen, and it's hurtful. I ain't saying this either, but baby, and you either gonna come with the process or you're gonna be eliminated out of the process. What's the process? The process of God. That's how I'm going to change the generations. And I can't do it by myself. I let people know, baby, I can't do this by myself. I need your help. I'm telling you, Sister Jen, we need your help.
Yeah.
You need my help.
Can't do it alone.
We can't do this
Can't
by
do it
ourselves.
alone. Mm-hmm.
This is why collaboration is the new currency. It's the highest form of civilization that you could be in, is come together. But those of us that's trying to be in competition and hating on envy and jealousy, we only a part of the destruction.
Yeah.
That's trauma.
And when you think about it, we're coming together, but the way that you deliver the message, somebody else is going to receive in the way that I deliver it. And so on, right? Because we all don't speak the same. We all have a different spirit anointing, and somebody will receive it the way that we delivered it.
That's right.
So people are seeing it as competition. It's not a competition. We're all given an assignment, but when we come together, we make a bigger noise, a bigger impact.
Be like the disciples at the Pentecost.
Exactly. You have a concept, auditing and building parent-child relationships. Can you explain that concept and how you do it?
Absolutely. So that goes back to this book. You did your research, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I need to get that book.
Don't worry, girl. I got you. Okay. So in this book, this helps you to eradicate generational trauma, right? One of the things that I learned in this book, you know how scripture says this in the book of James, 1st chapter, he says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, right?
Yes.
Double-mindedness. Well, I learned how to identify the double-mindedness. That double-mindedness is real. I learned that we do have a reactive mind and we have an analytical mind. That's your God self. That's your right thinking. But this double-mindedness is made up of trauma. It's made up of drama. It's made up of hurt. It's the mind that has been implanted in us. It's the double-mindedness, right? It's carnal mind. It's double, right? So it's double-minded. So by auditing, which is a therapy, it's a counselor, right? It's counseling where you learn to listen and compute. You ask the right questions and the person solve their own problem. Okay. Nobody's telling you what's wrong. You get the look and the power of your own mind and discover the things that's keeping you in bondage and you get rid of it. So when you have the parent and the child going through, now the things that plague the mother is no longer plaguing the mother and is no longer plaguing the child because both have been given the opportunity to solve their own problems
and think for themselves.
Yep.
That is a deep concept, you know. Yeah. Because it goes back to transferring trauma transferring our stilled mindset onto our children.
It's in here.
Wow.
It's in here.
I'm gonna have to get that book for real, because
I'm
I
gonna
think about
send you
it.
the link. I'm gonna send you the link so you can get the book. And
we look at children. We look at children and we'll be like, oh my gosh, why is that child that way? Look back to the parent, because sometimes the parent already instilled those beliefs in the child, those mindsets, those reactions.
And this happens at birth, like in the womb. In the womb.
In the womb. Yep.
Our thoughts is transferred down into that child. It's implanted on that at a cellular level. I really have to go. I'm sorry, but it's implanted at a cellular level. That's why you gotta have a woman that knows the power of giving birth to a God.
Yes.
Giving birth to a righteous child, or a child that's going to be inclined to righteousness because of the shape of her womb. And the man, because the not to be vulgar, but the sperm has intelligence. So a man that has the knowledge of who he is and everything, that's going through, you understand, that's going through the semen of the fluid. So we giving birth to that which will be inclined to righteousness. But baby, if I'm out here and I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm hoeing, I'm doing this and living this life and that life, and I'm holding on to blame game and all of that, all of that is going down into the child. Then when that child come up and we want to know why that child is like it is, hello, somebody.
Look back at ourselves.
Look back at ourselves. But what I want to say, and I came to announce with all of us today, is something can be done about it. But you only can do something about that which you know. That which you don't know, you can't do nothing about it. So this book brought me up into the awareness on how to do it effectively. Because right now, Sister Jen, people are looking for help with their mind. And right now, people are going to psychiatry, which is actually keeping us in a cycle of death. This is holistic mental health healing. Taking our minds back. Right now, I have a group. I don't know if you've seen this one. Mama. It's called Mothers Against Mental Health Abuse.
Yes.
Right now, in the psychiatry industry, and I have to say this because I'm an advocate for mental health, not mental death. Okay. Right now in the psychiatry industry, they are medical. You can research this, and I'm gonna tell you where to do it. They are medically drugging our children starting at the age of 2 years old. They are electroshocking our children right now in 2024, 2 years old. They are electroshocking the pregnant mothers. We got to do something about our mental state. You can go to cchr.org and research what I'm telling you. cch.org and see what I'm talking about. Florida, /Florida, or just cch.org. What I'm saying to you is this is effective. This gets results. This right here would not only help you, but it help you as far as talking, but it gives you the knowledge of your why and how to get to the root cause and take it out.
Great. Okay.
It's not for everybody. It's only for those who seeking the truth of themselves.
Thank you. And for anybody who's struggling to deal with, generational trauma, they don't know where to start. They don't know where to begin. They feel like their family's against them, but they know that there's a generational thing that they need to uproot. What advice would you give to them? Where would you tell them to start?
Look in the mirror and say it with me now. I am the chosen one.
The chosen one.
I decide to change the narrative. God chose me. To confront. And eradicate. The generational trauma. Now, after that, you can say it, make it tailor fit for you, then go into action. The first thing is make a list of everything that you personally have noticed that has been passed down in the family. Passed down meaning behaviors, whatever. And make a list of the ideal thing or what it is now and what's the future of that from your perspective. Let me say it again. Past traumas, hurts, pains, list it out. Where we at now and where I desire to see us to do. That started with the list. Then go survey some people. But grandma, what was some of the things you went through? Make a notebook.
Right.
Such stuff. Right? Now, where are we now? You look at it. Well, how did that change? And then what do you think would be for the good of the future? Then you do a compilation of all of that. And then make a list on what you feel is best. And now what actions, what means and methods you're going to put into place to do it. Everybody may not come with you because everybody ain't trying to change. But if you make a decision, take one. Start with yourself. Become a shining example. One thing people can't deny in my family is that they can't deny the changes that God is doing within me. They all ain't with the process, but I'm just going to keep going. Be persistent. Keep going and find like-minded people. There's a tribe for you that you could pour into and they could pour back into you.
I agree.
And pray without ceasing. Ask God to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Ask God to show you the way. Ask God. You got to talk to God like he's your best friend. And I'm this person, Sister Jen, because I believe like this. I call on my ancestors. Wake up inside of me and give me right guidance. I want the right ancestors to wake up because all of the memories is within me. Show me the way. Give me a feeling. Give me a hunch. Give me a thought. Give me an idea. Let me smell something. I don't know. However you feel like it, because their blood is in me. It runs through my vein. I got the blood of warriors in my family. I got the blood of ministers and pastors. Whatever I know and what I don't know, I ask God to put the thoughts in my mind and rebuke the devil daily. I rebuke him daily. I can't follow you. And I'm always trying to find the right things to do. And how do you know it's right? Because it's transformative for the good of all that's involved.
Great.
It's transformative. It's getting us closer to the goalpost, which is becoming one with the Father by any means necessary. Whatever name you call him, are you becoming? Are you on a journey with him? God need us whole. I may not get it all done in this lifetime, Sister Jen, but I'm planting seeds.
Yep, you're planting seeds, and you're planting seeds for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren.
That's all I can say.
So, before you go, do you have any upcoming events, anything planned, any new books?
I do have a book, because I'm not going to release that yet. I do have a book that's coming out. But I'll just say this. I have some events that's coming up. I'm actually going on tour right now. So I have an event that I'm going to in Jacksonville and Pensacola, Florida in July. I'm doing a women's branch in Jacksonville. I'm doing a marriage retreat or a singles retreat. I'm sorry, a singles retreat. So I just got through doing a major event. I don't know if you look at my pictures on social media, but
I do.
Okay, I just had a conference like not even 2 weeks ago, and then we renewed our vows. So my calendar is open. I'm open for podcasts. I'm open for speaking engagements. And that's basically it. So, I have a retreat coming up in August as well. So that's basically it. You
got a whole bunch of exciting stuff going on.
I do, and I'm in the middle of writing another book. So that's basically it. And one of the most powerful things that I've done within the last hour or so was on the podcast with you. Come on, girl.
Oh, I feel blessed.
And we both are highly favored. Okay.
Honestly, I thank God for that, for his favor, his love, and his grace.
Yes, ma'am.
Without that, we are nothing, right?
Absolutely.
So for my listeners that want to get in contact with you, they want to reach out, they want to get some coaching from you, some advice, where can they contact you?
All right. So you can always click the link in my bio. That's number one. And number two, you can go to www.repairoftheblackfamily.com, www.repairoftheblackfamily.com. book a session with me. I do have free sessions where you can get a one-on-one with my leadership and development program. I do have a free women's empowerment group. You can also find that in the link in my bio. If you want to just free group coaching with women, that's my free offer. Every Thursday night, I meet with women to learn more about this particular book right here, because this is new to our community, right? So I just help to break it down and make it safe for us. And yeah, and then you could go to Repair the Black Family and book a session with me, just regular coaching, okay?
And then your Instagram page?
Instagram is Sister, SisterNayyirah on Instagram. I also have a YouTube, Heal on Purpose YouTube, and I also have a podcast, Heal on Purpose.
You guys, please go check out her page, get in contact with her. This is the season that we really need to tap in, find out what things are in our generation that we need to break. Be the curse breaker, be the generational breaker. We got to heal. It's not for us, but it's for our children, our children's children, and the next generation to come. We're planting seeds that they can water, nurture, feed, and watch grow. We're planting seeds so that they understand how to deal with certain battles that they will face. Because when we're gone, all they have is the tools that we left them with. The knowledge, the heart, the spirit. We got to give them that. We got to give them that drive and teach them what love is. Sister, thank you so much for tuning in with me tonight.
Thank you so very much.
Appreciate it. I love you. I pray that God continues to pour into you. Guys, yes. Thank you for tuning in with me, Jen Simpson, on the Life Succeeds podcast. There you had it. There you have it. There you had it. I hope that you guys enjoyed Sister Nayyirah with her powerful words on how we can break generational trauma, generational stigmas. We are all purposeful. We all have an assignment, a calling on our life. And we have to be willing and accepting to answer and say, I receive and I accept my calling. And I'm going to stand in it and I'm going to walk in it regardless of what comes my way. And trust God that he's going to protect you. Trust God that he's going to send the right people that will stand in alignment with you, that will help you grow and build your purpose and continue to grow and continue to be that voice that other people need. I thank you guys for tuning in with me. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for liking and commenting. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the like and leave a comment and subscribe and share with a friend. Until next time, I always do this with you guys, right? I'm always having that blooper. Until next time, I'm Jen Simpson. Bye.
Phenomenous. Cold ink.